All right, guys, this is the same idea. We're going to solve the triangle, and we need to find all the sides, all the angles. So before we begin, I'm going to start with my handy dandy labeling here. Actually, I tend to call this like listing what I have and seeing what I need. Taking inventory is probably the better way of putting it. So I already know some of these values. I know angle A is 56 degrees. Angle C is 90 degrees. And if I'm going to go off of my labeling here, little a, little b, little c, I actually know little a, it's 12. So now we need to find our missing values. I'm going to start with angle B because that one's probably the easiest. Okay, we have 90 and 156. We know that all of these need to add up to be 180. So you can just do some simple subtraction, or you can already say, I have half of it. These two angles need to make up the other half. So what can I add to 56 to get 90? Well, let's see. 6 and 4 is going to give me 10. 5 and 3 is 8. So 34 would give me 90. Or you could just do 180 minus 90 minus 56, and you will end up with 34 degrees. Whatever way works better for you. But I gotta find B and C. Let's see. I think it doesn't matter which one I solve for first. I think I'm gonna do letter C first this time instead of letter B. You'll find out why in just a second. Okay, that means I'm using this angle and this side and this side. Okay, so off this angle, this is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse because it is directly across from my right angle. Opposite over hypotenuse, that is sine. So we have sine of 56 degrees equals 12 over C. Okay. This is going to take a couple of little steps. We've seen these before, but I know that this one's a little bit trickier. So let's start by multiplying C to both sides. We end up with C times sine of 56 degrees equals 12. But that doesn't quite help me get C all by itself, so now I have to divide by sine of 56 degrees on both sides. This now gets C all by itself, and it gives me something to type into my calculator, which I'm going to do that right away. If you're using the calculator on the Chromebook, you have to do a lot of work, like backwards type of thing. So it's a lot easier if you have an actual calculator, because then you can just type it in as is. And when you do that, let's round to 3 decimal places here. So C is 14.47. Okay, I have 4-6 here, so I'm going to underline this 6. Since this is 5 or higher, I have to change this value to a 5, rounding up. So C is 14.475. And then I think one of the fastest ways for us to find little b is to use the Pythagorean theorem. So let me go ahead and get that started. So 12 squared plus b squared, we don't know b, equals 14.475. So this one we're going to have to do a little bit of subtraction on. I know it's 12 squared. Looking for b squared will be. And then for this other part, I'm going to type that into my calculator. And I'm getting 209.51 4, 4, etc. I have a lot of decimal values because I have the actual value on my calculator. Okay, let me subtract this guy by 144. That should help me out quite a bit here. So b squared equals 65.5144, etc. Now, before I wrap things up, let's take the square root of both sides so that we get b all by itself. The square root of your decimal. I'm getting, let me round here, 8.094. Since the value after that 4 was a 1, I'm going to round down and just leave it at where it's at. The 8.094. Now, let's take a look here. 34 degrees has the smallest side value, so that's looking pretty good so far. 56 and 12, 90, and 14.475. This actually does make sense in context of our triangle, so we have officially found all of the sides and the angles. We have solved it.